Hey YouTube, Ricoknows here. You guys know the deal. I'm breaking down every single draft pick in the NFL draft. I'm breaking down every single draft class, going in alphabetical order by city. If you want to see all the videos, check the playlist. On YouTube, I'm doing this video for YouTube. All you have to do is go to the homepage, hit playlist, find NFL Draft Review, right? NFL Draft Review. I'm reviewing every single draft pick. Just so you know, I typically miss on about 25 of these assessments. There are 250 some odd players. I miss on 10%, meaning if I give an evaluation on a player, I'm typically right. I'm batting over 90% on evaluations. All the videos from last year are still up on TikTok. Feel free to go watch them. I'm doing what I do. So let's talk about this Bears draft. I'm going to break it down for you and what I think of the draft. First off, I do not give out grades. I do not give out grades. I don't use that metric whatsoever. But if I was to tell you guys straight up, the Bears get an F from me. I'm not a fan of the Bears draft. I know there's a lot of outlets out there saying it's an A+ draft. They're so excited by it. I don't care what they're saying. I'm not trying to be different. I'm not trying to shock the world. I'm not trying to be wrong. I'm just doing me. And I'm telling you, I don't like this draft at all. It looks like they made their 2 first picks and then they set on auto draft. They walked away and said, I don't know what we're doing. Because I don't like any of their picks after that point. I really don't. So we're going to talk about it. Caleb Williams, first and foremost. I'm not a fan of Caleb Williams. I thought he played great against inferior teams and terrible against everybody else. I went back and watched the tape. I watched this man's decision-making. And he would just look right past the right read. Look right past the open receiver. I have video footage of this. I broke down all the film on TikTok. Please go watch the videos. Broke it down. I'm not going to do it on YouTube because I don't want a copyright violation. But Caleb Williams makes great plays in improvisation. I don't think you can improvise a whole fucking career. I just don't. Okay? I don't like everything else he does. I don't like the crying. I don't like the antics. I don't think he's a leader of men. Period. Don't care. I can just tell you that in the first 6 games last year, he scored 21 touchdowns. 21 touchdowns in the first 6 games or 5 games. And then after that, he scored 9 touchdowns in 7 games. What I'm saying is he fell off a fucking cliff, guys. He stopped being productive. He stopped doing anything right. It was gross. This is a dual threat quarterback that did no dual threading against Utah or against Tulane in a bowl game. 0 yards rushing back in 2023. And then this year, negative yards rushing his last 2 games. He's just lost that ability to make people miss. I know you want to blame his offensive line. I know you want to do other things, but I'm going to tell you, I watched Caleb Williams make poor decisions at the quarterback position. I don't think he's a generational prospect. I'm not excited about the draft pick. Nope, not at all. I think he's just another number 1 pick, and there's one of those every single year. He doesn't separate that much from Kyler Murray for me. He really doesn't. I'm just being real. And nobody out here is screaming out Kyler Murray's generational. Okay? That being said, Rome or Dunes at 9. I don't think you can get a better pick at 9. And it's a great weapon. He's probably the 3rd receiver on the team right now. That's fine. But seeing Michael Penix Jr. go at 8 and then Rome or Dunes go at 9 makes a lot of sense to me. I just think getting that quality of a wide receiver, a leader, a great size wide receiver, it makes sense. I'm excited for that pickup. Congratulations. We know that young man has great character, a professional work ethic. That's a home run draft pick. The next pick, Kieran. I can't say his last name. Straight out of Yale. Everybody likes him. He's a local kid, all this shit. I don't like it. I don't like drafting a Yale FCS caliber lineman from the Ivy League. I don't like it. Injuries. That's why he didn't finish this year. That's why he wasn't at the combine. Nope. When you start looking at Zach Zinter also taking in that same 3rd round a couple picks later, that man broke some bones, but man, we know he can play football. That was the best guard in football. And by the way, I keep mentioning guard because Kieran's moving back to guard. He's a tackle this year, but he's a guard. I don't like it in the 3rd round. And if you talk about a pick you shouldn't take in a certain round, Torrey Taylor, a punter in the 4th round, is egregious, is criminal. And let me tell you guys something. You start thinking all these NFL scouts know what they're doing. These NFL scouts are unemployed in a couple of years. They hire all new scouts. They get whole new teams, whole new scouting departments, new GMs, new coaches. Everybody's getting fired in the NFL. They don't all know what they're doing. Some of them are making piss poor decisions. Going out and getting a punter in the 4th round. The list of names of players taken after Tory Taylor is insane. The amount of players that they passed on is insane. And if you wanted to take a punter, you could have took him in the 5th round. I don't know if anybody's fighting you for a fucking punter in the 4th and 5th round. Only punter drafted. Yes, Rico, he set records at Iowa. You know why? Because Farron's offense sucks, and they went out there and stunk it up and punted more than any other team in America. He got a lot of punts in. He did a lot of punting yards. There's no punters with a gold jacket, bro. What are we doing? Absolutely terrible. Terrible draft pick. F-. Worse than the Caleb Williams one. Caleb Williams one, that's subjective. That's just my opinion. I don't like him. You have an opinion, you like him. We can differ. It's all good. But the punter, if you don't agree with me that drafting a punter in the 4th round is wrong, you don't know football, bro. You can get Lou Groza winners after the draft. You can get Ray Guy winners after the. You don't even need to draft them. That's absurd. You're not good enough to draft a punter. Let me just make that clear. You're not good enough to draft a punter. No way. You're getting guys that help you get first downs, and then you go and draft a guy in case you don't get first downs. It makes no sense. Terrible draft pick. And if you want to talk about terrible draft pick, let's go to Austin Booker. There are Kansas fans singing Austin Booker's praises up and down, and you don't even know Austin Booker. You watched him for 4 months, bro. I watched Austin Booker for 4 years struggle to make it to the field. I watched Austin Booker at Minnesota with 2 tackles in his whole life. That's right. This is a young man that left Minnesota because he couldn't break the starting lineup. Okay, him and Trill Carter, if I remember correctly, both hit the portal. There was another kid as well. I'm forgetting his name. Everybody hit the portal. Defensive line. The whole defensive line from Minnesota bounced. And Austin Booker, who had 2 tackles to his name, transferred to Kansas. And finally gets in the starting lineup. Now, I say he gets in the starting lineup. He never started a single game. Might have started one his whole life. Coming in rotation. Yes, he got 8 sacks. Yeah, he was good. Bruh, I do not draft 1-year production guys. I don't do it. Not me personally. I'm a GM. I don't draft those guys. Congratulations. You were good your final year? Cool. Undrafted free agent. I want to draft a guy that's been good all 4 years. I want to draft a Braylon Allen, who, by the way, was still on the board when Tory Taylor was drafted. There's like a who's who of names of players that were still on the board when Tory Taylor was drafted. But Austin Booker's not him. This whole draft is trash. The Bears, there's a reason the Bears have never won in their life. Like, there's a reason the Bears have not won in my lifetime. When they win, 85? I was alive. I was 3, bro. The last time the Bears won, I was shitting myself. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears win a Super Bowl when I'm shitting myself again. I better be 80, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. Shout out to all you Chicago homers, but this draft sucked.